While she's still getting this ready, I'll just give us some background on ourselves. We have been cosplaying in a group for about 6 years now, I'd say. Yep, 6 years. 6 this year. Focus on this, I will do this. Anyway. So we've been cosplaying in a group for 6 years. Obviously, you can tell that cosplaying in a group is never really perfect by the way that she is yelling at me. But we've been best friends like way longer than that, so she's allowed to yell at me. So, what else can I say about us?
Did you introduce everybody?
Oh no, I didn't. Sorry. So this squirrel right here is. What's your name?
I'm what? Wait. My actual I'm Yin, but you can call me Morgan. I don't care.
Her name is what? And then this tall one behind me is.
They call me Rhyme.
I don't understand Windows.
Oh my God! Stop. What were you saying? Okay, and then this lovely lady next to me is.
I'm Dare.
And the one next to her in the wonderful cosplay is.
Honor.
Well, you don't have all of your cousins.
Next to her is, it's really, yeah, I'm time. I'm Axis.
Yes.
I have
Somebody earlier today, I put like a question mark next to my name. They're like, "You're Nausicaa, right?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, but that's not why."
Oh, and by the way, I'm Skill. So, and then we just.
Oh, no, wait.
Nope. Okay. Apparently we don't plug this in.
No,
Hi. Welcome to Cosplaying in a Group. We're just doing the introductions right now.
Okay, your name's Emily, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I know your face, but I don't know how I know you.
That's strange.
I'm sorry. That is
Yeah.
well,
Have we met you before?
Have you? I think so, because
Well,
you look really familiar.
you look really familiar, but also, your friend's Darcy, and I know
Yeah.
that. But that's how I was trying to figure it out, but that's not how I think I know your face.
Anyway, so she goes on tangents a lot. She starts doing this in the middle of the panel. You know what you need to do? You just need to take your fingers, put them to your ears, and go la 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 la. I can't hear you. It doesn't. And then you just start tallying. That works. We will not be offended. Okay, just look. Stop. You stop. Exactly. So.
I'm sorry, I forgive you.
Okay. So. Why is this like discombobulated? Okay.
It's in a PDF form because it messed up all
Shh.
the
Just. You're out of here. I need you to out of here.
because your computer doesn't have my font.
Okay.
Sit down, squirrel.
We're really tired, so we might get off track a little bit. If that happens, excuse us. Okay. Anyway, so like I said, we're CupofSquirrel. We're gonna show you how to cosplay in a group, even though we're all like got out of our cosplay because again, it is super, super late out.
Obviously, I'm a cosplaying a squirrel.
She's our mascot tonight. Someone quick give her a call. Okay. How do I to this?
Oh,
I
It's
don't
the
know.
arrow key.
No, I could not.
Oh man. Yeah. So
This is what happens.
do you have to scroll down? No.
This is what happens when you give somebody who has a Mac a freaking PowerPoint.
No, it's called. It would have worked perfectly fine. The problem is your computer doesn't have my font. So then it replaced it with some shitty thing. And
How did you make it full screen? Just make it full screen, stop complaining. Like I said, you're out of here, I need you to be out of here.
And this is not portraying how we're qualified to talk about people at all.
Like I said, you were super zoomed in at first.
what is the command? C command for the whiskey and read?
Hi, so we're CupofSquirrel. We have a YouTube channel and lots of subscribers.
We don't know why.
But more importantly for this one, there's a lot of us.
Just use the arrow.
And we still like each other most of the time.
I like to point out that I have known her since I was 8 years old, so I will bicker with her all the time.
Yeah, we argue like an old married couple.
Anyway.
You should see us go to the grocery store.
Anyway, so we need to get started because we are 15 minutes late and we have 45 minutes to go. So, okay. So, how to get started in group cosplaying. So, you need to choose your group members. Choose wisely because you'll be stuck with them forever. That's it.
That will never happen.
So, who wants to elaborate this one? Because obviously I am not qualified.
I wrote this PowerPoint.
Go for it.
You wrote an outline and then I
Okay, all right.
farted.
Okay.
Choosing group members is something that you don't do. It's not like hiring for a movie or something where you're like, you're the perfect character to play this. You're the perfect person to play this character. It's more like, oh, we're friends. Hey, we both like this series. Who do you like? And then if you happen to like different people, then maybe you want to cosplay from the same thing. If you like the same character, then maybe you want to be twins. Because we'll talk about that later. That a lot of people have trouble with choosing between characters. So really, the way that we chose our group members was just, we kind of got each other into cosplay through different ways. And some of us liked anime before, some of us didn't. We all were kind of theater kids a little bit. Some of us were anyway. And so we all just became friends before that. And then cosplay just kind of worked itself into that. And here we are.
Or
So,
siblings.
or your siblings.
Yeah.
I don't
We
know
still
the
get
way
along.
Guess and rhyme are related, and then honor and dare are
You
related.
just
Get
were
along
siblings.
better than you figures.
Yeah, they do. They get along way better than us.
I don't know, my cosplay recruitment was almost like a marriage proposal. Like, will you be my match? And that's how it was.
That's
Like,
weird.
there was a key necklace, and it said, will you be my match? And I was like, why, yes, I will be your match. And so that's how that
So-
happened.
Choosing your members is like really casual, as Ryan just said. Like, it's not really something that you have to designate and be like, you will cosplay with me. And if that person, one, doesn't know what it is, they'll just think that you like sneezed or something. Like, gun side tight? Yeah, exactly. And then two, they'd probably be like, I ain't about this life. You need to stop involving me in these crazy schemes. So next we're going to start choosing a series. Like, OMG, we have this great group of friends. Like, I like you.
Wow, I like you too.
I like all of you sometimes. And we like this hobby called cosplaying. We all do it a little here and there individually. How do I choose a series? Well, sometimes someone will watch it like anime. Like for me personally, I kind of silently corrupted all of them to cosplay Soul Eater. Because I fell in love with Soul Eater and I was like, I think you would like it. You should watch this anime. You don't need to cosplay from it. You just need to watch it.
Good for.
Exactly. And then sometimes I'll suggest a character and they won't listen to me. Yeah. So,
Then you switch.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get to that part later. But choosing a series is pretty much, again, is something that's casual. You don't just like thrust it upon people. You just kind of go, I really, really, really love Oran High School Host Club. It's such a great show. You should watch it too. And then they will watch it, and then eventually they'll just group on and be like, I want to cosplay from it too.
Also, sometimes if someone is a really nice friend, even if they don't like something that much, maybe they will cosplay it with you anyway, which is a really cool thing that friends do sometimes. Because they're like, I know you like this thing so much that you want me to be this character, so I'll do it.
And then you abuse it later.
No, that is exactly what you don't do. But yeah, it's very casual. And then choosing characters.
There's a whole
You rock, paper, scissors for it. You call dibs. Whoever doesn't get it, doesn't get it last.
This slide was supposed to just be so that everybody knew what the topics were.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't tell us that.
Ah, yes.
Well, here we go.
Oh,
Who cosplays who? So, some general questions we ask ourselves when we decide who to cosplay are, no, I'm going to elaborate later, are who saw it first? So, like I said, like I watched Soul Eater before everybody else, and I was like, hey, I'm cosplaying Death the Kid, hey.
Not before anybody else. I watched it first.
It doesn't matter, Lana. But, so, like, I just saw the anime first, and I was like, hey, this was a Bam Slam in anime, and I'm gonna cosplay that, so that's awesome. Who would fit the characters best for our purposes? So sometimes you run into issues where two people want to cosplay the same character, and you don't know what to do. And you know what? You can both cosplay the character, which we're not saying like only one can be this character.
That can only be one.
But like if it's in a group cosplay, like you want a photo shoot, you want a huge group, it makes sense to have just one if you would like. So for example, at one point, me and Ryan both wanted to cosplay Celty Sturluson from Durarara, and we were like, I want to be her, but I want to be
I
her.
don't remember being like that, but okay.
I was like that, let's put it that way.
Okay.
I cared a lot. Anyway, because I just loved her, and we didn't know what to do. And so we went to Time because she loves that show, it's her favorite, and we're like, well, who do you think would fit them best? Because we were like, whoever's going to be Celty, or is not going to be Celty, is going to be Shinra. She goes, oh no, Hope, you're going to be Shinra. There's no doubt about it.
Look at what we still haven't cosplayed.
We had everything for it too, it's sad. Thanks, I do love Shinra. In the end, I fell in love with Shinra, it's all good. So then, what characters, you also ask yourself, what character do you identify with the most? Because sometimes when you first start cosplaying, I am nothing like that character. And you're like, I don't know what to do with this. So like, when I first started cosplaying, I was Misa, and Misa was like very bright and bubbly, and that was me when I started cosplaying her. And that's awesome. Like, I tend to cosplay like very, either, it's really weird, like either angsty characters like that, but like kind of, what is like angry characters, not angsty, angry characters.
They're angsty too.
Yeah. Or I cosplay the really happy, bubbly characters. For some reason, they both fit me. Does anybody else want to talk besides me?
Yeah, you have a microphone. Speak loud. Just speak loud. Yeah, I'm kidding.
No, but really, it's better if we include everything.
It's called group cosplay. So, characters, I guess, if you want to cosplay them, even though they're two different, way different types of people, kind of like you were saying, it's probably just because humans have lots of ranges of emotions. And so, you know, it's better if you try not to stick with just one type of character, because then you can expand your acting and have lots of fun and be maybe someone that you either aren't like, or maybe you are like them. It's just a lot of fun playing around with who you want to be in cosplay.
So if you always end up being a glasses character, maybe it would be good for you to step outside of your boundaries.
Or child characters.
Or child characters.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit back to taking characters that are like the same. You can do different versions if you wanted cosplay at the same time. Example, Honor is going to do Rapunzel, and I'm making Rapunzel, but I'm doing brown haired and she's doing blonde.
Because I called it.
Because it's the same. But you can also do things like, hey, anybody, like, I cosplay Ruby, but if somebody else wanted to cosplay Ruby and they could fit in my costume, I would be like, okay, I'm gonna cosplay Weiss today, so I'm gonna put you in this costume. And sharing costumes is lovely. And if it's too big, you can baste yourself into it, which means at the end you snip the strings and pull it out and it fits magically again. Or if it's too small, you can't really do anything.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
But if it's too big, you can always just take it in, and it's really simple, and it means magic, because you only need one wig and one costume.
Yeah, there are some characters that are like very versatile with people. Like, I made this entire Pinkie Pie cosplay, and she's like my favorite character to cosplay ever. But I'm shoving Axis in it tomorrow because I won't be here, and I was like, hey, she's comfy, wear her, I don't care.
And she's gonna be great.
She's gonna be a great Pinkie Pie. If there's anybody else that's gonna be Pinkie Pie, I'm glad it's her.
But the other cool thing about being in a group is that if you want to share a character, you can always share a wig. Like, you have a wig for Pyrrha from Ruby, but she's also going to be letting Guess use it for Kyoko from Modic
And then
Magic.
I'm letting
And then
Yen
I
use
use
it
it
for Joe from Swimming Anime.
From swimming anime. Okay.
I use her cosplay.
Wigs that we share around sometimes, which is really useful.
The also cool thing about like being in a group with friends for a group cosplay is that there's some solidarity between some characters. Like there's like you don't have to fight for your characters. You can share characters, but then there's also those characters that you know to never touch with a 10-foot pole because it is their character. Like I would never ever in a million years cosplay Elle because it's just rhymes.
It's my child.
There's just no way. Exactly. That is why they don't have guitar. I would kill them all. They did it.
That's when
Or
you're just
time is
impersonating.
Caspian.
I would murder you
Time
all.
is Caspian.
I'm trying to do a film cast because it doesn't count.
That doesn't
And
count.
she approved.
She asked me for permission.
Yeah, if you're afraid somebody, like, obviously we're joking and we're all friends, and we go to each other and be like, I'm gonna cosplay, and we always are joking like, you can't do that, I'm doing that, but it's a big joke. But if you're really concerned about it, you can always just ask them, say like, hey, I know you really, really love this character, but I really love this character too, and I want to do it, so is that okay? And that's kind of how Rapunzel came to be. Like, we both wanted to be Rapunzel, and I was like, I really want to eventually do blonde hair, but I won't do blonde hair Rapunzel until you're comfortable with letting me be blonde haired Rapunzel.
Yeah.
So can I do brown? And she was like,
Absolutely.
that's fine. And magic happened.
So it's all about respect and knowing other people's boundaries or what they really care about, and basic respect. That's really what it's about.
And then also,
They
like,
also
what
make
costumes
you
are you willing and are able to make? So, like, if your friends are gonna do, I don't know, like, very, very fancy versions of the Disney princesses, but your skill level isn't there yet, and you're not sure exactly that you want to be part of that group because either you don't like Disney princesses that much, or you don't feel like you would like stand up to their level of expertise or whatever. That's fine. You don't have to do that with them. It's okay to like not like. There have been probably a couple instances where like we're all in a giant group, but there's always like one or two people that wasn't part of that group because they just wanted to do a different costume because either that anime did not interest them, the costuming, or they didn't like it, or like because I know like we all cosplay Homestuck except for Time. She doesn't like it, so that's fine. Yeah, there was one day where we all cosplayed Soul Eater, but Yen cosplayed somebody from I can't remember who it was, but
It was Cardcaptor Sakura.
no, it wasn't.
No,
It was
wasn't.
something else.
That's currently what I'm working on right now.
Okay, well,
That's
whatever.
you've been looking at. Awesome.
But yeah, just because like that day you're not going to be in the group doesn't mean that you're not part of the group.
Yeah.
Because you still hang out together,
Yeah.
even if you're not
Awesome.
cosplaying
Yeah.
the same.
Or if they're from like the same company or something, you can always do that. Like today, part of us was Studio Ghibli because it's that, and then the rest of the other ones were Disney, or they just did something that was themed and that went looks wise. So like you don't have to do the same thing, but it like works. So like if you have somebody's doing Disney, but maybe you don't want to do Disney, but you like maybe another movie, you could do movies. Then you can just be like, we're not anime. That's it, right?
Yeah, for
Scandalous.
example, like a lot of them want to do Disney princesses, but I don't really have a Disney princess that I really like. So eventually I might do Anastasia, which is a fox, Century Fox.
Yeah.
And it's like still a princess kind of thing, so I'll
Yeah.
kind of fit in. So
You
you
can-
can,
you
you don't
can
have
do-
to
Yeah, you can do
conform
themes.
necessarily.
So it can be an all-encompassing theme instead of being like just from an anime or a manga or
Whatever else.
whatever there is. You could
exists.
cosplay
Nothing.
from things.
Okay.
But ultimately, in our group, whoever saw it first gets dibs for videos, but others can cosplay the same characters when they want. They might even share costumes like me, but it's just because we are that chill. Yeah.
Before we go on, do we have any questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Feel free to
If you have
raise your
questions
hand
throughout,
at any
it's
point.
like we can come back and at the end, if you've developed questions, we can answer them then. But if you have
Or
questions
personal
throughout,
anecdotes. Those are also good.
yeah.
Basically, if you don't stop us, we're gonna talk the whole time.
Yeah, we'll just talk at you, and we won't even notice that you aren't
In
responding.
fact, we will continue to talk.
You could
next
roll
hour
us
after that,
table, and I still would talk
At
at
our
you.
next panel, we'll continue to talk after that too.
Yeah,
Let's
so
keep
pretty
going.
much, if there's something that you really want to know about group cosplaying and we're not getting to it, just raise your hand and ask that question. We will not be offended.
Yeah,
So,
even if we talk about it later or
Yeah.
not at all, then just say it. I don't care.
What's next?
Yeah.
Okay, organizing your cosplay group. So, yes, it gets way harder as you get older. Like right now, if you're younger, you're still in high school doing all that stuff, it gets a lot harder when you're older, but it's not impossible at all. Oh, I was gonna say it's not impossible. For a while, after most of us graduated high school, because we're all in college, or college age, after most of us graduated high school, we used to meet up every Sunday to film videos, and that was fun, because I got to see all my friends, and those were great. But yeah, then it turned to every other Sunday, and then every other Sunday turned into one Sunday a month, and now it's just really who can make it.
When in advance.
Yeah, when planned in advance. Like this was planned 6 months in advance. That's the only reason why we're all here. Sometimes there are very rare happy accidents where we can get everybody in, and those are like the greatest times ever.
You learn to cherish those moments when everyone can make it.
But
Yeah. Somebody's having a dance party.
yeah. But making time for your group is very important in order to do your group cosplay. Because this way you can plan the costumes that you want to do at a con. If you want to do videos on YouTube like we do, you can make your YouTube videos. Or you can all get together and have arm sock sewing parties. I remember that happened once.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Well, I think
That was
for
rough.
that. It also helps if you're, if you do have a flexible schedule, I guess, to try and work around people who don't have a flexible schedule, because some people are working all the time or they have other commitments, that kind of thing. So trying to be as flexible as possible is really helpful in this kind of thing, because everybody works together to make it work.
And frankly, if you don't, it's going to be work. It's not easy, especially with a group this. Give me a second.
I was preparing myself so no one else can talk.
Especially with a group this size and whatever size you have, it's going to be work. The older you get, the busier you get, and you are going to have to work in order to be able to see each other, and it's gonna suck. But if you do put in the time, if you do put in the effort, it is totally possible.
And worth it.
Yes.
Totally worth
By
it.
far.
Okay, Morgan, go next.
Okay. And in that note, there is a thing that's called the internet. And you know what also has the internet? Skype. And there's a new thing that they have now where it's free to actually video call people. Like multiple video call people. Like it used to be just, I think, 2 people. And then it could, like, calls, like, not pictures were expensive, but now it's free. And you can call people, and that's a great way to, like, organize something in advance. Like, you can talk something out before you get there, so then you're not just, like, what are we doing? And everybody's on the same page, and you can see their faces, their lovely faces through a computer screen. So, as lovely as that can get.
We just did that for the first time last week, and we're like, we need to do this again.
We need to plan panels. That's what we said.
Yeah.
That's when this happened. So.
Yep.
Hey, I had this written way before.
Yeah, we did. Okay.
Okay. So then, next is a place to choose the best place for your cosplay your group needs. So generally we would meet, when we met every Sunday, it was most of the time it was over at Darren Honor's house because their parents literally could not care less about loud screaming people dressed in drag basically.
And an open door policy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So pretty much their rule was if you cook it, you can come over, which was great.
I was so.
Well,
That's not
that's
the
what I meant.
rule at all. The rule is just you can come over.
Oh, I don't know. Either one.
Either way, we got fed and that's great.
So moral of
So
the
it
story,
really just
feed
depends
your
on what
people.
you're doing, I guess, that day. Like, if you have a family, a friend whose family is like that, who's just like, I don't care, go ahead, have every Sunday over here with you guys screaming, that's fine.
That's a little rare though. For most groups, it would be good to create schedules based on whose parents are allowed.
Yeah, maybe you could
Yeah.
rotate houses.
We
Yeah.
used to do that
For a while. Or maybe if it's nice out and the weather's good, you can meet at a park or something. Just so you can meet people. I don't suggest a mall because sometimes they get mad if you have wigs on.
That's true.
Yes, they do.
Those mall cops made me pull down my hood.
It sounded like it was going to go in a way worse direction.
I forgot about that.
Oh, I remember that. But, yeah, or if you need to go sew, or do a lot of sewing, maybe find a place where there's a lot of room to lay down a lot of fabric. Because I've done that before at your guys'
At my
house.
bedroom.
Lay down a lot of bodies when you're too tired to sew.
If you need to film, whatever you're filming, what can accommodate for that? Because I know whenever we do Black Butler videos, we do it at my house because I have like a really Victorian-looking house. So it's just choosing the best place. It's really for whatever situation that you need. And then decide ahead of time what cosplay you want to do. We have a large problem with this sometimes. Like, we planned about 4 months ago to do Studio Ghibli group cosplay. But I would say, so that gave us enough time to make costumes and all that stuff. But again,
that doesn't always happen as you wanted to. Today we planned to do, we didn't have to cosplay from the same Ghibli movie, we just had to cosplay Ghibli. But sometimes people don't like Ghibli movies, or they don't like specific ones. So these guys were like, these are Disney, so we'll do Fix-It Felix, and that's great. Their costumes are pretty mean to do this for a while. No, I know, and I love it. And then some people just didn't know what to cosplay. Heather just didn't have one, so I'm still thinking about Oriental skirt. Or some people just like are able to cosplay the thing that they originally said because of physical health issues, which is okay. So all in all, if last minute things or ahead of minute things happen, don't get upset about it. It happens. Go with the flow. Life happens.
Also, with this choosing ahead of time what to cosplay, it's really important for us since we do make videos. We don't want to spend time shuffling cosplays around. When we get somewhere, we usually have a video idea, hopefully somewhat at least conceptualized, at least a little bit, that we can just run with it. But we need to make sure that, okay, who's coming? Who has these characters? What are we going to do? How much time do we have? What are we wearing? And so just knowing ahead of time what we're going to cosplay is really helpful.
Another disclaimer is you don't need to shell out a new group cosplay every convention you go to. No. As nice and idealistic as it would be to have a new thing every time, it's not going to happen. We've worn Soul Eater so many times. We've worn Oron so many times.
We still don't even have the jackets for Oron.
I don't know for 6 years and we still don't have the jackets. We have no shame. It is shameful. We have no shame. Yeah, it's not that way. So that's next.
We have no shame.
But it's just really like, if like let's say you went to Glass City this weekend, but next weekend you're going to another convention, I don't know where, but just let's say there was another one. And obviously you do not have time to make a new cosplay between now and the week. If you do, props to you. But if you don't, then obviously, or fine, then too. So you just wear something else. Like, alright, so we wore Black Butler this weekend. What do you want to wear next weekend? Let's do Black Butler. League of Legends. That's not League of Legends.
It's Fire Emblem.
Okay.
She doesn't know games.
I'm sorry. I don't know games.
Things are shame cosplay when it's really hot outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, please dress weather appropriate. I have been in costumes and not weather appropriate. I think every time I try to wear panty and stocking, it is like super cold and I can't feel my legs.
Because you always wear it in November.
No, I wore it in the spring once.
It was
But
so
anyways,
cool.
just if you're going to be outside, please dress weather
And then
appropriate.
I decided to wear Loki, which is full body leather in the middle of summer, and that was a heat stroke waiting to happen. It was
So now you're in.
Congratulations, you have now formed your cosplay group. Yay! And now what the hell do you do? No, seriously, what do you do? Because we have no idea.
There's not one small child in here. I think I'll be okay. So, things to remember. Oh wait, we did like all of them. Anyway, so things to remember for photo shoots, videos, and panels is your characterization.
If you're really into acting, that's an important part of characters. It's part of cosplay really is becoming the character, and so that's really important to those people. But some people might just like to make cosplays, which is also okay. Like if you just like the way it looks and you're not really big in the actual character part, that's fine too. But if you're making videos and stuff, probably a good idea to remember. That's what that's about. I don't know what I was thinking.
Consistency is like pretty much if you have a photo shoot, a video, or a panel, whatever you're doing, is you need it to make sense. Basically, is the thing. Like if you have a group and you're all cosplaying at a time, it really wouldn't make sense if like Loki randomly popped out of nowhere. Like it just like it would unless if you're doing a video solely centered around like Loki just popping out of random situations like Loki. It really wouldn't make sense. So it's just like keep it. What is it?
Oh, it's Pride.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yay, Pride.
Happy fireworks.
Okay. So happy fireworks.
Okay, now we have to use the microphone. Okay, also,
I thought consistency, I didn't look at that beforehand, I guess. I thought consistency had to do with like who cosplayed which characters. So
that's part of it too.
Okay, because then I'm looking back, and we've had 3 different people, or 4 different people maybe, play Light from Death Note.
Yeah.
And it just keeps switching. There's Yin, there's Gas, and Dare. No, and then we had a special guest star, N, also played Light.
So there's 4.
There are 4 Lights.
No, there's 5 because Q was like in that one video.
Okay, so well, I mean, you can do that if you want, like whatever, but it's kind of good to have some consistency with who plays what characters, so that people kind of know what to expect, so that people won't look at you and be like, oh hey, who is that, and why are they a different person? If that happens, you know, whatever. But
Tell me about it.
Like, okay, for example,
A panel.
sometimes, like, people choose characters, and then they, like, halfway through, like, filming or whatever, realize that maybe they weren't meant for these characters, and if it's upon mutual agreement, they will switch the characters. That's okay. Don't cosplay something that you don't like. Just stop. Just don't make yourself do something like that. Like, even if you are that group thing, if you really, really don't like that cosplay, your group will understand that, yeah.
And the reason for that is fun, because that's what we're all here for, okay? So, obviously she's talking about me, and...
Hey, I'm involved too.
Yeah. For those of you that may or may not know, halfway through, I don't know, was it like 3 years ago?
It wasn't 3 years ago.
Wow, okay, about halfway through our cosplaying career, Yin and I ended up switching our Soul Leader cosplays. So I was Maka and now I cosplay Soul, and vice versa for Yin. But neither of us were having fun, and so we were like, I would have way, way, way more fun being your character. Well, I like your character way better, so we switched. But if that's what you gotta do, that's what you gotta do. I mean, this is all about you enjoying yourself, you being able to express yourself in a creative way. And if you're not able to do that with the character you have, with the people you're with, then someone's doing something wrong. Also, if anything that you're doing is stopping someone else, like if you're expressing mean opinions about people's cosplay, like, as fellow cosplayers, everything we do should be lifting up others. And so if we express opinions that would be, like, negative in any way, it can really hurt them and make them feel down upon themselves, about themselves.
It doesn't matter.
Sorry. And that can really hurt them and make them not have fun. So that's it. That's my one.
It was a good spiel. I was gonna say pretty much the most important thing when cosplaying your group is communication. You really need to talk to your group. Like, if there is something legitimately bothering you, you need to let them know. Like, if you like, let's say you have a giant group of people from the specific anime that you want to cosplay, and then one person came too late to the party and they get a character that they really didn't like. If you're that person and you really just don't want to make this cosplay, or you already made it and you're just not happy at all with it, just let them know. They shouldn't, and if they're really sour about it, then that's a poor group. Because if you're not having fun, then there is no point in doing this, really. It's really about having fun. And honestly, like, if I woke up one day and I decided, and I did, if I like that, I didn't want to cosplay Misa Amane anymore, I told Ryan and she was totally okay with it. She's like, you know, you gotta do whatever you gotta do. And eventually, after taking like a 4-year break from her, I did cosplay her again. But sometimes people don't come to that realization. Sometimes people are, I'm just done with this cosplay, never want to do it again. And that's fine. People need to understand that, and it's okay. So that brings us back to the final point on this slide, is that fun. Fun is the #1 thing that needs to happen when cosplaying in a group.
Okay, so if you're people who are planning on making videos or want to start to have a group to make videos, one thing that's really important is, #1, don't focus on how many views you're getting. Because going into it with that mindset is really unhealthy. Like, you should be making things that you want to just because you like it. And it's cool to watch, like, the numbers of views go up and that kind of thing. But some people get really fixated on that as a group, and they think, oh, we have to cater to the audience. We have to push what what kind of things are people really into right now? And I don't think that it ever should be about that. It should always be about what you want to do as a group. And also, if you're spending too much time focusing on the really difficult aspects of cosplaying and not having fun, like there was a point in time with our group where it started feeling like making videos was a job. It was really weird because we weren't getting paid. We're still not getting paid. But where we were making videos so often that it felt like it was a job. So we cut back. And I think that made us all a lot happier too, because it was just too much trying to create things. And now we're like, can we please cosplay more often? But
Make
yeah.
a Soul Eater video.
Please make us a
That's
No,
one of the things
can you
our group
please
has
make it
done
on
really
video?
well on is a lot of times we'll have fans ask us to make specific fandom things. Thank you. But if that's not what we're interested in doing, we don't do it because it's for our enjoyment. And if other people can get enjoyment out of it too, that's great. But if it becomes more about them than us, when we gain nothing from it, that's when it's gone too far.
So now we're going to move on to the do's and don'ts of cosplaying in a group, which, oh yeah, any questions?
Or comments.
Sorry. Anything.
We're rambling again. Sorry.
Do we just terrify you from cosplaying from a group? We didn't mean to do that. It's fun, it really is.
Yeah, these are just things to keep in mind.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I cosplay, I gotta tell you, the most fun I ever have, especially at cons, is when I cosplay with these guys. Like, it's way more fun to cosplay with other people than by yourself. For sure. Just saying.
We pretty much went through this whole do's, like communicate, choose characters wisely, be willing to compromise, we said that, be open to the ideas of others, and then projects based on everyone's goals. But we didn't go to share ideas for photos and videos. Pretty much that goes, like, without saying, is like, I have a really cool idea.
What is it?
Okay, we should do a Soul Eater photo shoot.
Okay.
And then I think what would be really, really cool is if it was like Maka and it was Kid and it was like in the manga versions of, yeah. And I think it'd be like them like in the final battle photo shoot.
Ooh, that sounds sweet.
But I want us to be wearing red cloud noses.
I think it's a terrible idea.
But I really, really want to do this. Please.
We can try it, but I'm not sure it'll turn out very good.
Okay, but we can try it, right?
Okay.
I'll buy the noses.
Yes, you will.
See, she was very positive about it. She was like, no. I was really adamant about it, and she was like, okay, if you really want to do this, then okay.
But I was honest with her.
Yes.
I did not think that was a good idea.
Yeah, I don't think I can say that. I had to make something ridiculous up.
Honesty is the best policy.
But also don't be jerk.
Don't be mean.
about it.
Yeah.
Another example is that in Supernatural cosplay, I'm not necessarily a Destiel shipper, but Time here loves her some Destiel, so I would make Destiel videos for you. So that's another example.
Yeah, if you're comfortable with that.
Yeah.
If you're comfortable with it, don't do it. I mean, that's, that goes without saying. But if you are comfortable with doing shipping things, even if you don't ship something, that's cool. Like, that's nice.
Like, obviously, don't make anybody do anything that they're not comfortable with.
That's
Like-
actually the don't section.
Is it?
Yeah.
So we should go to the don't section.
You should be careful. The do section, you should definitely be careful to make sure that people are okay with doing things.
Yeah.
Always ask.
Don't assume
Yeah.
that you. I'm not gonna say the little spiel that your parents probably tell you.
You
That's
know what
like,
they say about us.
yeah, what it means to
Makes
assume.
an ASS out of you and me.
Yes. So don't assume anything because that would be like me looking at Hope and going, I'm just gonna make this and hope that she wears it. I didn't mean to use that word choice.
It's okay.
It's alright. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Pun.
But that would be like me just buying it and shoving it on her and then expecting her to be completely comfortable in that, and that's not gonna work. She'd be upset, I wouldn't be happy, no one would be having fun.
No one would win in that scenario. So,
We've actually tried to do that before.
don't exclude group members from cosplaying characters or series. Unless they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Well, let's
That's
put
not
it this way.
That's not
Yeah.
excluding.
Okay, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
don't. Did you turn it on? I just.
Oh, I didn't notice it.
Yeah, I turned it off.
Yeah, it was the fireworks that threw me off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're fine. Like, don't exclude group members. Like, if me, Honor, and Rhyme all decided that we wanted to cosplay from Steven Universe, I don't know, I'm just thinking of something. And then, like, Dare all of a sudden thought, I want to be in Steven Universe too. Be like, and we just be like, no.
Actually, we're busy that day.
Yeah. You can't be.
Maybe find a different group to do Steven Universe with.
Which is a
Bill.
which is another thing about
This is a tangent again.
yeah, don't make people
That was a
cosplay
joke. That
something.
didn't happen.
Yeah.
None of that was real.
Yeah.
So it's very clear.
Although you should be aware that members of your group might want to occasionally cosplay with other groups.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Like for example,
Love that.
like for example, none of these guys want to cosplay Gravity Falls. I'm down with that. So I found my Mabel over there, and I cosplay with her, and she's wonderful. And I have a Wendy too, and she's also wonderful. Like I'm not gonna make these guys cosplay Gravity Falls, although it'd be great. I'm not gonna.
It's okay to have like that. Like it's okay to have other cosplay friends who aren't in the group.
Yeah.
They don't have to be part of your group to be friends with them. I have lots of other cosplay friends who aren't in the group. But just make sure that I cosplay with. Just make sure that like you are clear, like, hey, I'm gonna spend time with you, but I'm also gonna spend time with these people too. Like, make sure that you just don't plan things at the same time, because then it gets awkward. Because then you don't want to pick sides. You don't want to be there. Then you just run away. Just run away.
It's always best to be a neutral party, and you're all there to have fun, and you all have the same kind of goals. So sharing group members isn't really that big a deal because we all love each other and we like costumes. So
Yeah, we all share the same likes,
Yeah.
which is we all like cosplay.
and each other.
And then
I don't know what you're talking
that
about.
leads into our second bullet point, which is as an individual, try to control the direction of the group. So like if you see a couple of your friends arguing about something, you should probably have them
You do
not step in and punch them in the mouth.
I'm supposed to say that.
I'm sorry. It was funny, but don't do that. Just go in there and try to like control, maybe try and take control. Not take control, but try and get them to like figure out what is wrong, what's going on, why are you being so upset? I don't understand. Tell me, friend. Talk to me. What is going on?
Yeah, there's a difference between mediating and ganging up on one
Yeah.
person.
There's a difference between saying, hey, I want to do this, and versus, hey, we're going to do this, and I already signed us up for it.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, guys, don't you agree that we should do this? And she'll be like, oh yes, we do. And then that's ganging up on you.
Yeah. Don't belittle the ideas of others. Kind of like the example we just did about the Soul Eater thing. She said, that sounds like a dumb idea. And then, like, even though I was like, but it's a really cool idea that I want to do, she was still like, all right. She kind of took it back, kind of. She was like, it's still a dumb idea, but, you know.
I'll do it if it makes you happy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll try.
Yeah.
Don't like try to criticize people. Don't like if you see something on their costume and it's like not what you would have done, don't be like, that's wrong. You shouldn't have done that. I don't understand why you did that. That's stupid. Don't do that. Just be like, that's not what I would have done, but it looks really nice on you, kind of a thing. Yeah, but sometimes people do.
It's only because I give you something and then you change it, and I'm like, why did you do that? I set you up to fix it this way. And it's only because I need things to look a certain way, and we all look over.
Going here, and
Next, you push others to do something they are, or don't push others to do something they are uncomfortable with. Sorry.
I'm gonna go.
Anyway,
I'm gonna fight.
sorry.
After this.
Want to go? Want to go?
We got
Take me to
another
Wendy's?
panel.
Give me a frosty?
Don't fight.
Anyway.
We have another panel.
So don't push others to do something that they're not comfortable with. Like, if like you wanted to cosplay Panty and Stocking and you want to be Stocking and the other person that you have an idea for to be Panty, and they're like, no. Like a hard nope, 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 nope. Don't make them. Like, that's just not cool. Like, sometimes they'll be like, I don't know. Then just give them time and they'll give you a decision in the end, kind of a thing.
Yeah, especially if it comes to like sensitive issues. You know, if it comes to sensitive issues, like some people are really not okay with shipping certain characters because of religion or backgrounds, or maybe certain people don't like certain series tell them why you like it, but understand, I guess, that other people have been through different things, they see things differently, and you just kind of accept it and move on.
So, now we have questions. Otherwise,
For our last 5 minutes, it's question time.
Do we only have 5 minutes left?
Yes, we
That
do.
went so much faster.
that's
than
because
I
this is
thought.
only an hour panel.
I know, but
So, anybody have questions, please?
They don't have to be about specific group things. They can be ask us the stupidest thing we've done in a group. We've done that.
We did that this afternoon.
Yeah. But you can ask us any questions. You could ask me what my favorite color is and I'll answer it.
What was your favorite cosplay you do together as a group?
Probably ours. I have an answer.
Okay, go ahead.
It was Studio Ghibli today because at Disney because I get to see all of these people and then me and Ryan down there have been planning this for 5 years. To be Hal and Sophie. So it's exciting.
Is
Plus I
definitely
usually just am whatever I want to be.
Mine is definitely Soul Eater. I love doing Soul Eater because it's my favorite anime, and like they're all like my headcanon cosplayers for the Soul Eater characters. Like, Guess makes the best damn Black Star I've ever seen.
why? Why am I a 12-year-old boy?
Hey, so am I.
I know.
And like Axis is like the most seductive like Medusa I have ever seen. And like I just love Time as Blair, and then like Honor's best Chronon, and I'm so happy that you guys switched Maka and Soul because you guys were like Maka and Soul before you were even that.
I know.
And
Tell me about it. I
you're
watched
like
the video where I
perfect
love
sign I've ever seen. You have like the best like smile for it. So just that.
I really liked when we cosplayed Lord of the Rings. The three of us. Seeing skill and a beard.
That was a lot of fun.
Going down the slide, like that was pretty great.
I loved filming our Avatar skit.
That was fun.
Someday I will join.
I think if we have a Katara, Avatar would be my favorite.
Yeah,
Since-
so we could interact together.
But since we've done,
I'm so afraid.
I love
You can do it. We
visuals.
believe in
I
you.
love home stuff.
I love home stuff.
Oh,
I do love home stuff.
Bro.
Especially no, because your games. Screw bros, your games.
Mine is obviously Supernatural.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a little biased on because they all are cosplaying the characters I set for them, and I'm just like in heaven.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Do you remember the first animes that you all watched?
Technically, it was either Sailor Moon or Dragon Ball Z when I was like 5. But the
Yeah.
first anime that I watched that I knew was the anime was Death Note.
We're going that way.
Technically, Pokemon.
Yep.
Actuality or on
Actuality, definitely.
I think mine was technically Peta 10 is what it's called. We
Was
didn't
that-
watch all of that though.
Yeah, we watched like one episode because we had to find it on YouTube and it was awful.
We read some of the mangas.
Back in our
It was
days,
not-
we had to watch YouTube in
Yeah.
3 parts on YouTube.
So probably.
You were lucky if you found all of them.
I don't
Yeah,
I
you'd
don't even
ultimately
know.
the middle one would be gone, and then you just see the beginning and the end of the
Yeah,
episode.
So
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
for me,
true.
technically
Struggle.
Sailor Moon, the one I knew was Cardcaptor Sakura.
Yeah.
Mine was probably Sailor Moon and Pokemon and what was the other one? I know
Death Note. Or not Death Note.
like the one you
Dragon Ball
realized
Z.
Yu-Gi-Oh and Death Note, or well, Death Note was the main one that I actually knew was one. And so yeah.
Yeah, mine was definitely Sailor Moon, and I knew it was anime. And I was like, I don't know. I'm a 90s kid. Just happened.
I don't know. Was it Soul Eater or Oron for me? I don't remember.
I think it was orange because we made you do Mori.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, you should be
More.
Mori.
You really need this character.
Yeah.
You don't need to
My
talk.
favorite was Mori
Yeah.
like seashells. First time she was ever Mori, she walked in the room and she goes, Mori like seashells. And I was like, this is going to be great.
Or for men. Anyway. But that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you so much for coming to our panel. It was a way bigger turnout than I thought it was, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I hope we helped you guys with your cosplaying endeavors. If not, you can ask us. I know, once again. If you're not, you can ask us more questions when we're out in the hallway. Again, we are CupofSquirrel. We thank you very much for coming. And we have another panel tonight at midnight on the hallway stage. It is a choose your own adventure panel where we wrote a kind of script.
Yeah, that's the misleading
It's-
title. It's an audience participation
Yeah, it's
show.
pretty much what happens is we have the baseline that's going on, but we don't know what else is
The audience
happening.
gets to choose different elements of the story.
Yep. So if you want to interact with us, even be a volunteer and be on stage with us, then meet us in the hallway stage. Yes, we need volunteers. We need at least 5.
Or
So-
if you don't want to be there and you don't want to be part of it,
We'll take you. No. Yeah, but it's going to be at the hallway stage at 12 o'clock, and that one goes from 12 to 1:30. So join us. Yep, it's going to be fun. Yep. So thank you again for enduring our panel, and have a good night, guys.